I bought an old Polaroid camera for $20 at a thrift store. The first picture it printed showed a stranger dying. I thought it was some sick prank. Until it happened exactly 3 hours later. Then, I took a birthday picture of my little sister. When the film developed, she was drowning. I still remember the day I found that camera. I was 26, obsessed with old photography, and spent every Saturday digging through thrift stores outside Seattle. Most weekends, I left with nothing. That day, I found something that looked untouched since the 1970s. A faded brown Polaroid sat on the highest shelf. There was one sentence scratched into the leather case. Some memories belong to tomorrow. I laughed. Thought it was just vintage decoration. The cashier charged me $20 and said, "Nobody keeps that camera for very long." I should have listened. On my walk home, I stopped at a coffee shop. A friendly older man offered to take my picture. Instead, I asked if I could test my new camera on him. He smiled. The flash popped. Nothing unusual. But about a minute later, the photo slowly developed. It wasn't showing him smiling. It showed him trapped inside a crushed blue pickup truck. Glass everywhere. Blood running down his forehead. Behind him, a highway exit sign. I stared at it. What kind of joke is this? The man thanked me for the picture and drove away. 3 hours later, every local news station interrupted programming. Fatal crash. Blue pickup. Same highway exit. Same man. Same position. Exactly like the photo. I threw up in my bathroom. I convinced myself it was impossible. Coincidence. Fake film. Anything. So I locked the camera inside my closet. For almost 2 weeks, I never touched it. Then my little sister Olivia turned 16. She begged me to bring my cool vintage camera. I almost said no. But how could one camera possibly predict another death, right? She blew out her candles. Everyone laughed. I pressed the shutter. The flash lit the room. For 60 seconds. Nothing. Then, the picture appeared. My entire body froze. Olivia wasn't smiling. She was underwater, eyes wide open, hands pressed against cracked ice. A silver bracelet floated beside her wrist. At the bottom, today's date, exactly 5 days away. I couldn't breathe. I made up excuses to keep her home. Canceled swimming practice. Wouldn't let her drive anywhere. My parents thought I was losing my mind. Olivia got angry. "You can't control my whole life." Maybe she was right. Maybe I was becoming obsessed. Then, on the 4th day, she asked if she could spend the afternoon with friends at Crystal Lake. I refused. She snuck out anyway. I raced after her. By the time I reached the lake, people were screaming. The winter ice had cracked. Someone was trapped underneath. It was Olivia, exactly like the picture. Even the silver bracelet floated beside her hand. Without thinking, I jumped into the freezing water. My lungs burned. I grabbed her jacket, pulled with everything I had. Someone on shore helped drag us out. She survived. Barely. That night, I couldn't stop staring at the camera. I had beaten the prediction. Or so I thought. The photograph hadn't changed. It still showed Olivia drowning. Then, something new appeared, slowly. Another image developed behind it. A funeral. Mine standing beside my grave. Was Olivia? Alive. Crying. Holding the same Polaroid camera. I finally understood. The camera never showed how someone would die. It showed the price of saving someone else. The next morning, the camera was gone. No broken window. No forced lock. Just gone. 2 weeks later, I walked past the same thrift store. Sitting in the display window was the exact same Polaroid, $20, waiting for its next owner.